49ers Report Live is officially underway. No matter where you are or how you're tuned in, greatly appreciate all of you for making the 49ers Report a part of your day. An absolutely loaded show on the docket with San Francisco looking really pretty right now, 7-4 with a huge game coming up on Sunday at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara against the Miami Dolphins. We'll preview that. We'll go through all of the freshest and latest Niners news. San Francisco, are you ready? And I want you to be ready to get the comment section popping all throughout our live show, because I woke up this morning and I just couldn't fathom the fact that the NFL, with this great matchup at their disposal, Niners, Miami, and the storylines that are so plentiful going into this matchup, did not flex this game into prime time on Sunday night. You know what game we have instead? It's a joke. Noodle arm Matt Ryan and the Indianapolis Colts against the Dallas Cowboys. So if you think that it's a crime that Niners, Dolphins was not flexed to prime time, I want you to type me in the comment section right now. And I'm giving everybody shout outs here because I was fired up about this. Mike D, Mike Honcho, Jonathan Santiago, Mike D saying fish tacos on Sunday. I like that. Fish tacos are bomb too. Zayon, G, Love Beauty, Joel, Kofev, David Corona, Todd Lee, Harold Murillo, Jack Boys, DHA Dukes, G Mamoli, C252, Mike Jew, Big Daddy Darren, what up? Zayon, Evans Rosa, Manasseh, DLZ, Clayton K. Everybody seems to be fired up in the chat right now, and I'm fired up as well. And I know a lot of you are watching from America. A lot of you are watching from the USA. How about the United States men's national soccer team punching their ticket to the round of 16, getting out of the group stage with a 1-0 victory over Iran? USA! 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 Chant that in case you were watching that matchup that was taking place not long ago. We were watching it here at the Chat Sports Studios. I tweeted out a video of our reaction as a company. Go check that out on my Twitter page at Chase_Senior. My next question for the homies is this one. Niners are 7-4 right now. They've won 4 games in a row. There are 6 games remaining, including this upcoming weekend's game against the Miami Dolphins. How many games do you think the Niners will win? Give me a numerical figure into the comment section right now, and let me know how many games you think the San Francisco 49ers will win here in the 2022 season. Will they overtake their 10 wins from last year? They should, with 6 games remaining. Let me know. Big Daddy Darren, he said 4. You mean 4 more out of those 6? H. Lopez, 5. Mike Concho, 11 total wins. David Corona saying 12. Adriano, 13 games. Mike Jew, 5 more. So a little bit of confusion here. How many total games do you think the Niners will win this year? Not with 6 games left. How many of those 6 do they win? How many total? Ken Flynn, 12-5. I like that. 13 from Baby Cakes. Harold Murillo, 13. That'd be ideal. Gerardo, 6. Ain't losing anymore from DLZ. This team's playing good football right now. There's no doubt about it. It all has to start with the victory against the Dolphins on Sunday. We're going to preview this matchup coming up down the road during our live show. 3 segments left to get to, and of course, the best audience interaction. This is also our live poll here. It's going to be a hard matchup for the Niners. Their defense against that potent Dolphins offense led by former Niners offensive coordinator and the right-hand man of Kyle Shanahan and Mike McDaniel. 90% of the votes coming in on the Niners in our live poll. How about in the comment section right now? Who you got? MIA for Miami, SF for the Niners. Hopefully that offense is MIA for Tua and the boys on Sunday. Gino, Niners. Kenneth, Niners. Ken, Niners. Harold, let's go Niners. Zayon, San Francisco. IDKY, Miami. That's the only Miami that I've seen. H. Lopez, Niners. Wet Noodle 187. What up, brother? Going San Francisco. Harold Murillo, Niners. Hanif thinks that the Miami Dolphins are going to win. Hanif, Wow, big surprise coming from you. Go Niners from Gerardo. Niners all the way from Pat Ellsworth. Appreciate everybody for getting those predictions into the comment section. If you want to be involved in our show today, we're only getting started for those of you just piling in after getting that notification. Few ways for you to do that. Use the hashtag 49ers, better yet, Super Chat to get featured on the show. We will be doing a little bit of a mailbag later on, so if you want to send in a question, send in a comment, send in a hot take, do so using the hashtag 49ers, better yet, Super Chat to get featured on the program. Our Super Chat menu for today. Every time you send in a $5 Super Chat, we're going to beat the Dolphin head. Tex, I might have you go get that Dolphin head, by the way. $10, we're going to spin the wheel. Couple of items on the wheel today. $20, your initials on the Miner helmet. I have that in my goodie bag as well. The Miner helmet, we're bringing it back. It's been a staple here on the show. It's starting to get pretty filled up there. $20 or more, your initials go on that. $50 Super Chat, I'll put on the Nacho Libre mask, which I also have in my goodie bag. This has also become a hit on the San Francisco 49ers report. And if we get to $200 in total Super Chats, if you donate $200 collectively as a Niners unit, I'll chug beers out of the Niner beer mug to wrap up our show during our Niners Report happy hour. So here's our Dolphin head. We'll beat this. Every time you send in a $5 Super Chat, beat the Fins. Beat the Fins, or F the Fins. Whatever you want to do, that's our Super Chat menu here. Going to have a lot of fun on the show and get to 3 segments as well. Gospel artist created, $2 Super Chat. Let's go Niners. Let's go Niners. Goofer, is Elijah Mitchell out for the season? The earliest that he can return, NFL wildcard round. So first week of the NFL playoffs. For the rest of the regular season, it looks like that. Maybe he could return for the playoffs. Another MCL injury for Elijah Mitchell. We talked about that on yesterday's show. All right, 220 people watching live right now. This is a crime. Just like the Niners not getting flexed in to Sunday Night Football. Only 45 likes with this many people watching live. Can we get to 100 likes before we start the show? If you're ready to start the show, if you love the Niners, if you're pumped up about this football team, hit that thumbs up icon. Show us by liking the video. Tisha Edmonds, $2 Super Chat. Do you think the Niners will sign a running back? We're going to answer that during an upcoming mailbag. I'll answer it right now as well. Melvin Gordon went to the Chiefs practice squad. Darrell Henderson Jr. is still out there. Kennedy Brooks got released from the Eagles practice squad. You can poach backs off other practice squads. Tevin Coleman is still on San Francisco's practice squad, so they might make another move at that running back spot. Going into this week, Christian McCaffrey, questions around him, knee irritation. I think we're going to see a lot from Jordan Mason as well as Ty Davis-Price. They might go with who's on the roster this week, see what happens against the Miami Dolphins, then after that, maybe reassess that running back spot. Up to 76 likes, 250 people watching live. Can we get to 100 likes before we start the show? Let's do it. F the Fins all throughout the day. F the Fins. F the Fins. If you're ready to start the show, hit that thumbs up icon, like the video. We showed you our Super Chat menu. I am so ready to break everything down as a unit because we are the San Francisco faithful right here on the 49ers Report. 12 likes away from 100. Continue to hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. And with that, let's officially start today's show. 49ers added a pretty intriguing player with a really long and impressive resume to their practice squad this week. We're going to talk about that because Janoris Jackrabbit Jenkins has an opportunity to maybe impact this team down the road if he gets elevated to the active roster. So stay tuned for that. Going to be a practice squad cornerback to start, maybe cornerback depth in the future. But first, after our watch party on Sunday, in which I hope all of you join us against the Miami Dolphins, this game didn't get flexed into prime time, so it's going to be a massive audience. We will be going live for a post-game show, taking your calls on call-in. So make sure you download the app by heading to chatsports.com/49erscallin. It's like Twitter Spaces, but even better. It's one thing to be able to read your questions and your comments on YouTube. It's another to actually be able to interact with you with their own sports talk radio show. You can download the call-in app on the left side of your screen by scanning that QR code. If you have an iPhone, if you have an Android, Google Play QR code to the right. So the 49ers made an interesting move here by signing Janoris Jenkins to their practice squad. I don't think that the secondary has been a massive question mark. They had a rough patch against the Atlanta Falcons and the Kansas City Chiefs in back-to-back weeks, but since then, this is a defense that continues to be number one in all major categories across the defensive side of the ball. And their cornerback depth chart right now, it is a little thin. So maybe they're looking into the future here, realizing that this isn't a Josh Norman or a Drake Kirkpatrick from last year. This guy can actually give us some significant snaps if we need to. I like the spot that the Niners secondary is in right now at that cornerback spot. Charvarius Mooney-Ward has been a phenomenal free agency signing. Deommodore Lenoir has been a little bit underrated. Samuel Womack has played some significant snaps, especially the last couple of weeks. Jimmy Ward has moved up from safety to play more nickel because Deshaun Gibson has been playing so well at safety in addition to Talanoa Hufanga. For me, this move, bringing in Jack Rabbit Jenkins, speaks volumes about what they think or what they don't think of Ambry Thomas, who last year in the stretch run was pretty good as a third-round pick out of Michigan, but this year has been barely able to sniff the field. A lot of people know the name Jack Rabbit Jenkins, and by the way, he legally changed his name to that, which in my book, absolutely elite. Been in the league for a long time. 2012 second-round pick for then the St. Louis Rams. He's currently 34 years old. Has had some accolades in his career. Second-team All-Pro back in 2016, and in that same season made the Pro Bowl with the New York Giants. He's had a couple of stops throughout his career as well. St. Louis Rams from 2012 to 2015, they didn't decide to keep him beyond his rookie contract, so he goes to the New York Giants, signs there, has some good moments with the G-Men, 2016 to 2019, goes to the Saints for a couple of years, 2019 and 2020, and last year played for the Tennessee Titans, where he actually did play some sizable snaps for Tennessee. His career stats, this is a guy who has a lot of experience, 142 career games played, 27 interceptions since coming into the league several years ago, 8 touchdowns, which is really impressive for a cornerback, which goes to show you his anticipation skills in picking passes off, reading the eyes of opposing quarterbacks, and then being that big play threat to take it to the crib, all evidenced by that 8 touchdown number. And in 142 career games, a lot of those as starts too, by the way, 124 pass breakups. Now, the Miami Dolphins this week are talking a bunch of smack with this game coming up against the San Francisco 49ers. Let's talk some smack back. Some former Niners throwing some shade right now on the Niners as members of the Dolphins. So just type F the Fins in the comment section. F the Fins. F the Fins. Let's eat some fish tacos on Sunday at Levi Stadium. Starting right now, we're also going to be doing a sub-battle between the 49ers Report, hosted by yours truly, and Miami Dolphins Today, hosted by Will Scott. Can we beat them on the football field? And subscribers picked up this week. Of course, we're up by 34,000 subscribers. This week, though, the slate is clean. Let's dominate them. And if you want videos every single day on the Niners, make sure you subscribe and lock us in for year-round content. Also, if you are subscribed, you go down as a real one. And if you want to support the show, how about you buy yourself a Real One shirt? David Towers, our guy from Australia who tunes into all of our watch parties, he has this black tee to my right here. I have the black one as well. The red one I've been rocking a couple of times in addition to this. Chatsports.com/Real149. If you really want to support the show, get your hands on a Real One shirt, because if you're about that life, and if you go about your life with swagger, with gusto, with confidence, and you love the Niners, you go down as a real one. So from Jack Rabbit Jenkins, an addition to the practice squad, to maybe a big addition to the active roster. Arik Armstead nearing a return, according to head coach Kyle Shanahan, expected to be back at practice on Wednesday. And Arik Armstead has had a disastrous season for him. Why? He's barely played. Out since week 4 in training camp, he had suffered a knee injury, but the injury that has kept him out since week 4, a hairline fibula fracture. He's also dealt with some foot issues as well. For a guy who used to be so durable going into 2022, he's been anything but that this season. Has played just 108 snaps this year for a guy who usually is an Iron Man. That's not ideal by any means. And when he is healthy, he's one of the premier run-stopping defensive linemen in the NFL. He can play edge. He can play defensive tackle. Last year when DeMeco Ryans moved him to the interior of this defensive line, that's when he really started to play a lot better. And Richard Sherman said on the Richard Sherman podcast, this is the best defense in the NFL. Maybe he watches the Niners report, because I've been saying that in the lead up to the season, not just during the season. And they're also first in the NFL in multiple categories. Points per game, yards per game, rushing yards per game, yards per rush, first downs allowed per game, as well as passing touchdowns. This bodes well for the Niners taking on the Miami Dolphins on Sunday, but it also bodes well with the fact that Arik Armstead is going to come back and add to this already insanely good defensive unit. And I thought he played some of his best football in the final 13 games of the season last year, which did include 3 playoff games against the Cowboys, Packers, and Los Angeles Rams. But take a look at what he did in those final 13 games. This all started with that road loss against the Arizona Cardinals. 64 tackles in the final 13 games. 8 sacks, really tremendous for him. 20 quarterback pressures, as well as 6 hurries. And you put him into the fold on this defensive line next to Charles Omenihu, Samson Ebukam, and of course, the best edge rusher in the league, in my opinion, in Nick Bosa. And some of the other interior defensive linemen who have been playing well, exceeding expectations, like a Kerry Hyder Jr., like a Hassan Ridgeway and a Kevin Givens, and it makes this defense even more dangerous. And there are a lot of people out there in this fan base who do not like Arik Armstead. A big reason for that is because he signed that 5-year, $85 million contract a couple of years ago, and a lot of people don't think that he's been worthy of that contract. And the corresponding move kind of financially was when the Niners traded away DeForest Buckner. So a lot of people don't like Armstead because they believe as though the Niners re-signed and extended the wrong player and got rid of the wrong guy in DeForest Buckner. And yes, that is technically true, because DeForest Buckner has gone on in his first season with the Colts to be a first-team All-Pro. Last year, he was great. This year, he's been banged up a little bit, but still playing some good football. 54 tackles, 5.5 sacks, 6 tackles for loss, and 14 quarterback hits for the Indianapolis Colts, who were a brutal watch against the Pittsburgh Steelers on Monday Night Football. And like I said a little bit earlier, yeah, this Niners-Dolphins game, not slotted into prime time now, not flexed, and now we have to see Cowboys-Colts on Sunday Night Football. Well, a lot of you are going to be excited about that because you can see a former Niner great that we just talked about there playing for the Indianapolis Colts in DeForest Buckner. But Arik Armstead is a very good player, so don't let that fool you. A very good player who's going to be a very good reinforcement for this Niners defense. So with that, let me ask you this. Arik Armstead is coming back, hopefully on Sunday against Miami. Will the Niners defense be even better with Arik Armstead along the trenches? Let me know in the comments section right now. B for better, W for worse. As always, appreciate everybody for tuning in to the San Francisco 49ers Report by Chat Sports. Make sure you subscribe. All right, we'll give you some shout-outs here. Good audience already, and we're only getting started. 380 people watching live, a couple of segments left to get to. We're going to take a look at the NFC playoff picture, the NFC West standings, the remaining schedule for the Niners, but also preview this game against the Miami Dolphins and dive into some of the shit that the Dolphins have been talking over the last couple of days. Mike Concho, better. Russell Patrick, he'll make the defense better. Randy Daytona, Tua gonna need a new CAT scan. Oh boy. Ken Flynn be for better. Hawaiian Soja thinks the Niners defense will be better with Arik Armstead. Baby Cakes, he's in agreement on that. B is better than ever from Dave Zobel. Hanif, better. Ernesto, better. Don't compare Tua to my homeboy. You need to watch more football. I didn't do that. Did other people do that in the chat? I'm not sure, but I do encourage you to keep that conversation going. Speaking of getting involved in the conversation, if you want to be featured on our shows, a few ways for you to get your comments and your questions featured up on the screen and in our mailbags. If you super chat us, we answer all super chats, no doubt about it. If you use the hashtag 49ers, we will also get you on the show as well. Our super chat menu for today, every time you send in a $5 super chat, we will beat the Miami Dolphin head. F the Fins. F the Fins. $10 super chat. We will spin the wheel. It's been a little while since we did this. On the wheel, the Mexican Grito, thanks to our guy Words of Wisdom. 10 push-ups, San Francisco chant. We'll spit some bars as well. So that is what our wheel has to offer today. $10 super chat, Christopher, big Niner fan all the way from Puerto Rico. Should they give a dose of Davis and Mason, 40-snap split, just like that last year Monday night game against the Rams, I think that emoji is. Bang, bang, F the Fins, no doubt about it. I think you're going to see more of Jordan Mason. We'll see what happens with Christian McCaffrey. That's really the big determination here. If McCaffrey is hurt, if he has that knee irritation and he's kept out or he's limited, you're going to see a lot of Jordan Mason and Ty Davis-Price. Those are really the only two running backs, I believe, who could get carries on top of Tevin Coleman if he gets activated from the practice squad. So, Chris, you make some good points there. And hopefully they don't have to really worry about that too much if McCaffrey is healthy and they run the ball successfully and they all split carries and they all play pretty well. All right, thanks to Chris and that $10 super chat. We're going to spin the wheel here. Mexican Grito, Words of Wisdom. I hope you're tuned in. There you go. We appreciate that. And if we get to $200 in total, I'm filling this up. 3 beers in the Niner beer mug, and I'm going to chug it. That's what we'll do if we get to $200 in total. If we get a $50 super chat, I'll put on the Nacho Libre Niners mask. So that today is our super chat menu, no matter where you are or how you're tuned in. Do appreciate everybody for making the 49ers Report a part of your day. Coming up next, we're going to preview this Miami Dolphins game and take a look at some of the shit that the Dolphins have been talking, throwing some shade toward the San Francisco 49ers, which is going to be very, very interesting. Let's unpack it right now, live on the 49ers Report by Chat Sports. This is the San Francisco 49ers Report by Chat Sports. Chase Senior here with you. A loaded show on the docket, and it's all presented by Manscaped. Holiday season is here. If you're looking for a great gift to treat yourself or somebody else, the best men's grooming products by Manscaped. If you use our link, manscaped.com/49ers, you get 20% off and free shipping. We'll put that link in the comment section and the description of this video and tell you more about Manscaped later on today's show. So this is no doubt going to be the game of the week in NFL Week 13. There are a lot of really quality matchups on the slate this week across the National Football League, but none better than the San Francisco 49ers playing host to the Miami Dolphins. Going to be an early game on the West Coast, 1:05 p.m. Pacific. It is going to be that later game on the East Coast, 4:05 p.m. Pacific. And it's two of the hottest teams in the National Football League. The Niners have won 4 in a row. The Miami Dolphins, in games in which Tua has started and finished, a perfect 8-0 this year. 0-3 without him. And there are a lot of storylines at play that tie San Francisco to Miami. And I just want to say this. No flex from the NFL to make this the premier matchup on Sunday Night Football. What a joke. More of a joke than Kyle Shanahan losing to Nathaniel Hackett. The real ones know. Instead, we don't get the best matchup of the week in prime time. We get to watch noodle-armed Matt Ryan and the Indianapolis Colts take on the Dallas Cowboys. And yes, I understand the Cowboys are a nationwide draw, but nobody outside of Cowboys fans wants to watch Cowboys-Colts on Sunday night. It'll work better for us because we're going to get big numbers on our watch party. But you take a look at the Dolphins-Niners connections here and all of the storylines that are going to take place. Kyle Shanahan against his former protege in Mike McDaniel. Shanahan was McDaniel's longtime boss, and McDaniel Shanahan's longtime right-hand man. This Niners defense, as we're about to talk about in a few moments, the best in the NFL, going up against one of the statistically best offenses in the NFL, led by Mike McDaniel. Miami 8-0 this year in games that Tua Tagovailoa has started and finished. He's really redeemed himself and had a good year. His connection with Mike McDaniel has brought the best out of him. Niners have won 4 straight. Former Niners on the Dolphins are talking smack right now, and there are a lot of former Niners players and coaches on this roster. Jeff Wilson, Raheem Mostert, Trent Sherfield, River Craycraft, Wes Welker, John Embry, Mike McDaniel, the former guys on this Niners coaching staff. Those are the coaching connections. So because this game has not been flexed to primetime, and a lot of you just want to air out your frustrations with the NFL, I think that they fumbled the bag not flexing this game into primetime. Type F Roger in the chat, because F. Roger Goodell, what is the NFL thinking? Mike McDaniel's links to Kyle Shanahan. 2005, he was a coaching intern under Mike Shanahan, and then he started working with Kyle Shanahan throughout his entire offensive career. Mike McDaniel, Shanahan, they crossed paths with the Houston Texans when McDaniel was an offensive assistant from 2006 to 2008. Then he went with Kyle Shanahan from 2011 to 2013 with then the Washington Redskins. McDaniel held the post of offensive assistant and wide receiver coach throughout his stint there. He went with Shanahan to the Cleveland Browns in 2014 as the wide receivers coach, and then followed Shanahan to Atlanta as an offensive assistant when Shanny was the OC in A-Town. And then from 2017 to 2021, Mike McDaniel first started off as the run game coordinator. Then his last year with the Niners coaching staff, he was the offensive coordinator before using that resume to his benefit and becoming the head coach of the Miami Dolphins, where he has Miami in a great spot to make it back to the playoffs and win a playoff game for the first time in a long time. McDaniel, after getting another win this past Sunday, was asked about going back to Levi's Stadium, to the Bay Area, to take on his former team in San Francisco, and he said this: "I promise you that next week will not be about me. I refuse for that to happen. This is about the Miami Dolphins and trying to string another win together. I will do everything in my power to make it another game because I think that that should be the objective of any head coach out there." And thanks to Mike McDaniel, this Dolphins offense has taken off this year after a couple of down years in which it looked as though Tua Tagovailoa under Brian Flores was going to be a bust, but Flores and Tua didn't have a good relationship. They consistently tried to upgrade at quarterback and throw Tua on the back burner. This year, though, Tua's been balling out outside of having those ugly concussion issues. The Miami Dolphins ranked top 5 in multiple offensive categories, as we just showed you. Third in yards per game at 386.7. Second in passing yards per game are the Dolphins at 291.9. And sixth in points per game at 25.5. So this is going to be a tall test against this Niners defense. But I can tell you this Miami offense has not taken on a defense to the likes of San Francisco, who just pitched a shutout against the New Orleans Saints, and they haven't given up a single point in the second half in 4 consecutive games. And then, of course, Tua Tagovailoa, if we can go back to those numbers there, Trace, having a really good year. Up there in terms of completion percentage, Geno Smith is completing a league-high 72% of his passes. Tua Tagovailoa is right behind him at 69.7. He's also chucked the rock for more than 2,500 yards, 19 touchdowns through the air to 3 interceptions, and a league and career best 9 yards per attempt. And it helps when he has these weapons to throw to. The acquisition of Tyreek Hill has added a vertical element, a speed threat, and a dynamic threat to that Dolphins offense. And man, Mike McDaniel has really used him a lot. 87 catches so far, more than 1,200 yards and 4 touchdowns. Jalen Waddle also having a fantastic year with 963 catches and 6 touchdowns. And then the former Niner, Trent Sherfield, who popped off and had a really good preseason last year in the scarlet, red, and gold. 24 catches, the third leading wide receiver on the team for 280 yards and a touchdown. So who you got in this football game? Let me know right now by getting your predictions into the comment section before we continue to move forward on our preview for this matchup, NFL Week 13. And we'll get into what Raheem Mostert and Jeff Wilson both said about the Niners. But first, I want to tell you about Manscaped because the holiday season is here, and this Niners defense has been balling out. If you want to ball out with Manscaped and clean up your balls, you can do so with the best men's grooming products. I'll tell you this about Manscaped. They have phenomenal deals, 20% off and free shipping if you use the promo code 49ers at manscaped.com/49ers. This is the platinum package here to my right, and each product from the best-selling performance package is fantastic. Body wash, ultra premium 2-in-1 shampoo, conditioner, deodorant. It's the best way to smell fresh from your Santa hat to your candy cane. The Lawnmower 4.0 as well, which is also featured in this, as a body trimmer and weed whacker nose hair trimmer, and it's just awesome, waterproof. There's also a 4000K LED light so you can actually see what you're doing and use the light like Rudolph on Christmas Eve. Now that you've groomed your candy cane, it's time to make sure you don't smell like reindeer and use their products to smell good as well. Manscaped.com/49ers, 20% off and free shipping. All right, to really the juiciest topic of this conversation. The Miami Dolphins talking a little bit of trash heading into this football game. Raheem Mostert, Jeff Wilson, former Niners, had some choice words for their former team. And really it's coming by the way of Raheem Mostert. He said, we have a quarterback that can actually sling it. Now, a lot of people thought that was a shot at Jimmy Garoppolo and praise for Tua. He took to Twitter to say, I was just complimenting Tua. I wasn't throwing shade toward Jimmy G. Clickbait. I don't know, Raheem. Got to be careful with how you say things. We have way better talent, he said. It's going to get spooky. Me and Jeff Wilson, a.k.a. Hefe, are going to go crazy. Well, a lot of Niner defenders are taking, that to heart. Because this is a San Francisco defense that so far this year is number one against the ground game, giving up a league best 79.5 rushing yards per game. And I can only imagine that this defensive front, this linebacking core, the defense as a whole, led by defensive coordinator DeMeco Ryans, they want to lock down Jeff Wilson and Raheem Mostert to not let them go crazy and keep that number very similar to 79.5 rushing yards per game. More on Mostert here, and he took a shot at the Niners for rushing players back. This is interesting because San Francisco is top 10 in injury rate since Kyle Shanahan took over as head coach back in 2017. He said it isn't right, and it's up to the players to step up and say, this isn't right. I don't think this is the best of my interest. Sometimes you don't get that with players, but for me, that was my case. I knew exactly what I wanted. I knew exactly how I'd handle the situation. I knew exactly coming off of rehab what I needed to do in order to get back on the field. Now, this goes back to Mostert's injury last year in week 1, in which he tore knee cartilage off his knee. The Niners had said you can return in 8 weeks, but there will be a hole in your knee. Mostert decided to undergo surgery. Now, Deebo Samuel took exception to this, and he said, Raheem, be real with yourself with some crying emojis. And he does have to be real with himself because throughout his entire career, Raheem Mostert, regardless of where he's been, has battled so many injuries. So that's Deebo taking a shot back at Raheem Mostert. Then Charles Omenihu said this. Omenihu having a great year, too. I think he's going to get paid this offseason. Someone thinking they go run crazy on our defense. That right there is really, really funny. I find it funny, too, because if the Niners can lock down this Dolphins offense and confuse Tua, confuse Mike McDaniel, they're going to be able to win yet another game and push that record to 8-4 to capture their 5th straight dub. So if you're pretty confident that the Niners are going to win this game because they're confident that they're going to beat San Francisco, I want you to type F the Fins in the comment section right now. And let's chant it all together real quick. F the Fins. F the Fins. Fry up those fish tacos on Sunday. Lastly, let's round out with this. My keys to the game here for the Niners to pull out a dub. Who will cook? 2 offensive juggernauts and offensive minds in Kyle Shanahan going up against Mike McDaniel. Who's going to come out on top? Big storyline that we're going to follow. Big game for Kyle Shanahan, too. You can't let Tua, Tyreek, and Jalen Waddle go off. And I think that the Dolphins are going to look at what the Chiefs did against this Niners defense and try to follow a similar approach. Bubble screens, reverses, pop passes to try to do what the Chiefs did a lot with Mecole Hardman and see if Tua, Tyreek, and Waddle can do the same. Then they try to hit the Niners with some of those deep plays. But San Francisco at that time against KC, when they got drubbed defensively, they were injured all across the defensive side of the football. The Dolphins, they are good. There's no doubt about that. Like I said, 8-0 in which games that Tua has started and finished. And this offense, top 5 in a lot of statistical categories offensively. They haven't faced this defense, though. And for the Niners, show everybody that your defense is, in fact, legit against a high, potent scoring attack. High scoring, might have to get touchdowns for this Niners offense, so you can't settle for field goals. Arik Armstead, he's going to play. Teron Armstead might be out. So this pass rush, if Armstead is back and Teron Armstead is out, could determine this game. And I think because these two teams are very equal, because these two teams are very good, whoever wins the turnover battle, I think, is victorious in this matchup. So lastly, predict the score. I asked you to pick a winner. Now predict the score. Get precise with it. Miami Dolphins, San Francisco 49ers. Tune into our watch party. Can't wait for it coming up on Sunday. All right, we'll give you some more shout-outs here. Predict the score. Whatever you're saying in the chat, we'll give you comments on that front as well. Andy, shave your head if the Niners lose. My hair is way too beautiful to do something like that.
I'll do it because I need a haircut anyway.
You'll buzz your head? Tony Montana. Alberto Soto, 24-17. I saw it, and then the chat just went crazy, and then I lost it.
All right, whoever said shave your head if the Dolphins lose, send in $100 in super chats, and we'll make it happen.
Yeah, if the Niners lose. If the Niners
lose.
Yes. Trace will cut his hair if somebody sends in a $100 super chat and the Niners lose. Joel, you're not that important, little man. Either are you. F the Fins from Ken Flynn. 24-20 gang from Randall. 38-0 Miami from Sam. 28-14 Terrence. John Wallace, 28-24. Mother F the Fins from Byron. Mother F the Fins. Facts right there. All right, if you want to get featured on our mailbag coming up, we're going to take a look at the NFC playoff picture. And then on the back end of that, we'll start taking your questions. How do you get involved? It's very simple. Use the hashtag 49ers, or even better, make sure you super chat to get featured on the show. San Francisco, show up and show out. Words of wisdom. You missed my Mexican grito a little bit earlier. And can we show them that super chat menu there, Trizzy, before we pivot to our last segment? Because we have a great super chat menu in store for all you all today with one segment left. And then if the super chats continue to pile in, then we'll do a little 49ers Report happy hour. $5, we'll beat this Dolphin head right here. $10, we'll spin the wheel. We did that once already. $20 or more, your initials get signed on the Miner helmet. Right now, this is going to go to Rick Nyers after he sent in a $300 super chat. This thing getting close to full. Once it is, we'll send it out to the biggest super chatter. Right now, it is Rick Nyers. $50 super chat, I'll put on the Niners Nacho Libre mask, which has become a hit here on the show. And let me go 50% off here. If we get to $100 in total, I'm filling this Niner beer mug up, and I'm chugging out of it. 3 beers go in this bad boy. So we'll drink out of the Niner beer mug for our 49ers Report happy hour. So that is our super chat menu. One more segment left to get to. Playoff picture, remaining schedule for the Niners. We'll take a look at some of the games that the Seahawks have left as well. All of that coming up right now on the San Francisco 49ers Report by Chat Sports. So let's get it right now. Another stack show coming your way on the San Francisco 49ers Report by Chat Sports. Chase Senior here with you. Hope all of you had a great week and you're getting set for a phenomenal matchup on Sunday as the Niners play host to the Miami Dolphins. A reminder, we will be doing a watch party for that game, so I hope you all subscribe and join us and turn on those notifications. Therefore, when we do go live, you will be notified. Today's show is presented by Manscaped, the leader in the best men's grooming products, running a great deal this holiday season of 20% off and free shipping only if you head to manscaped.com/49ers and enter the promo code 49ers. So coming your way on today's show, a lot of moving parts in the NFL and NFC playoff picture. We'll take a look at the upcoming 49ers playoff path, the remaining Niners schedule, but also, because things are closely tied in the NFC West, the remainder of the Seahawks schedule. Then we'll start taking your questions. But as I alluded to, we'll be live, Dolphins-Niners watch party right here on the San Francisco 49ers Report on Sunday. Make sure you subscribe and join us. This game did not get flexed to primetime. It will be in that late afternoon slot. Cannot wait for it. And throughout this week, we are doing a sub-battle between our Dolphins channel and here on the Niners Report. Let's beat them and take them down on the field, as well as in subscribers within the walls here at Chat Sports. If you want to be informed and entertained on all things Niners every day, year-round, this is your go-to spot. San Francisco. Show up, show out, and make sure you lock us in. We are the best and biggest Niners YouTube channel out there. So let's start with this. The updated NFC playoff picture. Some moving parts here, especially with some of those wild card spots. The first couple of seeds remain the same, with the Philadelphia Eagles maintaining their lead in the NFC with that 10-1 record, a 2-game lead over the Minnesota Vikings because they own that tiebreaker. Vikings do remain in second place. San Francisco 49ers still with that stranglehold of the divisional race in the NFC West and that 3 spot at 7-4. How cool would it be if the Niners can get that 2 spot? If the Vikings crash and crater down the stretch. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers did lose in overtime to the Cleveland Browns, but still in 4th at 5-6. And then this is where there were some moving parts here in the wild card race. Dallas Cowboys, 5th spot, 8-3. New York Giants, 6th place at 7-4. And with the Washington Fighting Taylor Heineke's on a roll right now, having won, 5 of 6, 6 of 7 with Heineke as the starting quarterback, that lone loss to the Minnesota Vikings a couple of weeks ago, they slide into that last spot. On the outside looking in, those fraudulent Seattle Sea Chickens at 6-5, and the Atlanta Falcons at 5-7. Now we take a look at the AFC playoff picture because, of course, the Niners have Super Bowl aspirations, and we need to see which teams they might be able to face if they do make it to the Super Bowl in Arizona. Kansas City Chiefs, I think they're the best team in the AFC, and the record, the standings certainly show that. Miami Dolphins coming to town in that 2 position in the AFC. Tennessee Titans, Philadelphia Eagles, a big game this week. Tennessee, number 3, coming off a loss to the Cincinnati Bengals. And rounding things out in the AFC playoff picture, Baltimore Ravens, Buffalo Bills, Cincinnati Bengals, and the New York Jets, led by Mike White and not the Mormon MILF hunter in Zach Wilson. The NFC West standings here. Things are tricky, and in a couple of weeks, the Niners will be taking on the Seattle Seahawks on Thursday Night Football. That game is going to be a massive one. Niners atop this division at 7-4. Seahawks 6-5. Cardinals at 4-8, and the Rams at 3-7. Their seasons, in terms of the Cardinals and the Rams, all but over. So this is a 2-team race for the NFC West here. The remaining schedule for the Seattle Seahawks. On the road this week against the Los Angeles Rams. At home in Week 14 against the Carolina Panthers. They started Sam Darnold last week and got a win, and that could be a tricky game. Week 15, Thursday Night Football against the San Francisco 49ers. Week 16, on the road against the Chiefs. Difficult game there, could be an L. And if it's back-to-back L's against the Niners and the Chiefs, even better. Difficult game against the New York Jets in Week 17. Then the Seahawks round out the remaining schedule Week 18 against the Los Angeles Rams. Maybe Los Angeles will look to play the role of spoiler. The Niners' remaining schedule, 7-4 right now, 6 games remaining. Dolphins this week. Buccaneers in Week 14 to end that 3-game homestand. Week 15 on the road against Seattle on a short week, Thursday Night Football. They take on the Commanders at home. Then they're on the road against the Las Vegas Raiders in Week 17 at Allegiant Stadium in Vegas. And then they round out the year, Week 18 against the Arizona Cardinals. So you look at the schedule here. Difficult game against the Dolphins and Bucs, no doubt about it. A difficult game against Seattle. Winnable game against the Commanders, winnable game against the Raiders, winnable game against the Cardinals. If you get to 11, 12 wins, you're in a really good spot if you are San Francisco. So with that, if you do think that the Niners will win the divisional crown, I want you to hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. It would be the first divisional championship since going back to 2019 when the Niners were the number 1 seed in the NFC, made it to the Super Bowl, and then, yeah, our hearts were ripped out when they lost to the Kansas City Chiefs. All right, today's show, like I said, is presented by Manscaped. Your questions coming up on the other side of this, but it's the holiday season, and it's never too early to play holiday music, and it's never too early to start thinking about gifts for yourself or somebody else out there. Whether it's for a friend or the friends in your pants, you can make this season to be jolly with Manscaped. Do your little drummer boy or maybe your big drummer boy a favor and use the Lawnmower 4.0 to avoid another silent night in the bedroom. Then add in Manscaped's top-of-the-line shower products included here in the Platinum package. And with that, you'll have the people thinking, all I want for Christmas is you. Santa cares about his sack. You should care about your sack as well. Look nice when you get naughty by going to Manscaped, and you'll avoid another silent night in the bedroom. Enter the promo code 49ers at manscaped.com/49ers for 20% off the most elite men's grooming products out there. So let's go team by team here. NFL playoff picture. Eagles remaining games against the Tennessee Titans are upcoming, I should say, and New York Giants, currently that number 1 seed. Minnesota Vikings do have an easy schedule, but this week's game against the New York Jets is going to be difficult considering Robert Saleh's defense is firing on all cylinders. Then week 14 on the road against those pesky Detroit Lions. Had a nice bounce-back win. Certainly this past weekend did Minnesota. Niners, we just went through their remaining schedule. Dolphins, Bucs coming up, currently on that 4-game winning streak. Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the New Orleans Saints, who always cause Tom Brady a lot of problems. Then they come to Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Tom Brady returning home to NorCal. Dallas Cowboys, easy couple of games coming up, so they could go up in the playoff standings if the Eagles falter. Colts, Texans coming up in week 13 as well as week 14. Great Thanksgiving Day win over the New York Giants. To those Giants. Commanders, Eagles coming up. Wan'Dale Robinson out for the season with the torn ACL as New York continues to get burned by the injury bug, especially at that wide receiver position. So that's really the outlook right now in the NFC. And like I said, the 49ers really do control their own destiny here. And with what we've seen offensively and defensively for the Niners, I think they're the most complete team in the NFC. And frankly, I don't really think it's close. Offensively, defensively, running the football, passing the football, going up against the run defensively, going up against the pass, and just having premier players at basically every position group puts them in a position. If Jimmy Garoppolo plays solid football, that's all that we're asking, solid football, to get on that quest for another Super Bowl. All right, let's start taking your questions and your super chats here. Gospel artist, let's go Niners. Always. Let's go Niners. Tisha Edmonds next up with a $2 super chat. Do you think the Niners will sign a running back? Interesting stuff there, Tisha. Darrell Henderson is still out there as of this recording during our Tuesday live show. Melvin Gordon is not. He signed with the Kansas City Chiefs practice squad. I think this week you're going to see the Niners go in-house here. Christian McCaffrey, if he's able to play with that knee irritation. A lot of carries for Jordan Mason, 5 carries, 25 yards against the Saints. I thought that he looked really, really good. Runs with physicality and that brute force. Ty Davis-Price, hopefully we'll be able to see something from him. And then Tevin Coleman is still on the practice squad. Christopher tuned in from Puerto Rico. Big Niner fan all the way from Puerto Rico. Should they give carries to Davis and Mason, 40-snap split, just like that last year Monday night game against the Rams? Bang, bang, F the Fins, no doubt about it. It's F the Fins all throughout this week. Type it into the comment section. Yeah, obviously Christian McCaffrey is good to go. He's going to play. Christian McCaffrey will be the lead back. If he cannot go, though, I think Jordan Mason is next up, then Ty Davis-Price after that. Lucis Jenkins might be a little old, but his ball reading and ball hawking skills are insane. I hope he can show some of that former 2016 All-Pro shine, or at least teach our corner some new things. And Janoris Jenkins, he's put together a pretty impressive resume throughout his NFL career, and he has played a lot. You're right about that. 142 games, 8 touchdowns. So going back to that comment that you made, 8 touchdowns goes to show you he's a big play threat from that cornerback spot. 27 interceptions, pretty impressive for 142 games. So too, 124 pass breakups in 142 career games. So practice squad right now for Janoris Jenkins, but maybe he'll get elevated to the active roster if an injury does happen in that defensive secondary for the Niners. And if that happens, like, he's a better veteran to bring in as compared to the options last year in Josh Norman and Dre Kirkpatrick. Joke. GM Evan, what's good, brother? 49ers should try out Will Fuller or Antonio Brown. Will Fuller is basically retired at this point. He has suffered way too many injuries, and I don't really think that the Niners need to bring in another wide receiver. Antonio Brown is so scrambled in between the ears. I'm not sure what this dude is thinking, although that song is pretty good. Put that shit on. Put that shit on. That's the only thing that he's done well over the last year and change. Had it all set up with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Teams up with Tom Brady. Wins the Super Bowl, and then he just goes erratic and turns into Kanye West overnight. Void. Let Jimmy leave and trade up with the Texans for the number 1 pick for Trey Lance and take Bryce Young or C.J. Stroud. If you let Jimmy leave and you trade up with the Texans for the number 1 pick, Texans aren't doing that, nor do you have the draft capital to give up in order to move to number 1, because Trey Lance ain't going to get that trade done. Trey Lance doesn't have a lot of trade value right now. Now, I do think that Trey Lance going into this offseason does have some sneaky trade value, but I do not anticipate that a trade is going to take place here. Interesting stuff nonetheless, though, from all of our subscribers. All right, it's a real one roll call. If you tune into the Niners Report, if you subscribe to the show, if you tune into everything that we do and you're about that life and you support the channel, then you are a real one. And if you are a real one, type real one in the chat. As always, we appreciate all of you for tuning in. All right, our segments are in the books now. Now it's time for a 49ers Report happy hour. We have a loaded Super Chat menu, and I'm going to cut this last deal in half because Cyber Monday has carried over into Cyber Tuesday. If we get to $100 in total, 3 beers out of the Niner beer mug. $5 Super Chat will beat the Dolphin head, which is what I have right here. $10 Super Chat will spin the wheel. We've already done that once. $20, your initials on the Miner helmet. $50, I'll put on the Nacho Libre Niners mask. And like I said, $100 in total will drink out of the Niner beer mug. So, 480 people watching live. A lot of you are real ones in the chat. Like Robert Ferrente, Tisha Taylor, Words of Wisdom, The Wheel of Doom. Let's get those super chats popping. Your donations, much appreciated. Let's put on a 2-minute shot clock. If we get any super chats within 2 minutes, we'll continue to stay alive. No more super chats inside 2 minutes, then we won't do a Niners Report happy hour. But we're down to clown, and we're down to have a good time. Zayon Evans, real one. How about this? We just slashed our super chat menu in half for those next 2 minutes. So next 2 minutes, we're slashing the super chat menu in half for Cyber Tuesday. Any super chats within 2 minutes? We follow these prices here. And then, of course, $100 for that Niner beer mug. Tisha, we're going to spin the wheel with the $5 super chat. Thank you, Tisha. We reset the clock. You got us to reset it at 45 seconds. Shot clock back to 2 minutes. Let's see where the wheel goes. It's the Mexican Grito again. Words of Wisdom. I'll put on the Nacho Libre mask for this occasion here. This all got started by Words of Wisdom. Let's go. That's the wheel spin. We appreciate that donation. That gets us to $19 in Super Chats. Now we're 40 seconds back in. Tisha again.
Hey,
and you know
wait.
what? You're a real one.
Kyle said that, oh God, or thank God they're not freestyling again. So maybe
We might
we'll win on
freestyle.
this one.
We might freestyle because we're going to spin the wheel once again.
Tisha, 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 Tisha.
And this time, it lands on Spit the Bars. So,
Oh!
how about that? Now we're spitting some bars.
Where's 16 Bar King?
16 Bar King, where you at? Ramsey!
Ramsey!
With the $10 Super Chat. Let's go.
Hear a grito?
Yes.
Let's go.
You heard the Mexican grito.
Ramsey, but not
Ramsey.
a fraud like Jalen.
First time Super Chatter, I believe. So we're spitting some bars in the car. Our Super Chat menu, it goes hard. You don't want us to rap, but it's the Niners rat-tat-tat-tat. 16 Bar King, where you at? Because I know your bars will be better than mine. Ramsey, $10 Super Chat. So we got to put RA on the Miner helmet, and because Tisha sent in 2 5s, I'm also going to put her on the Miner helmet as well. What'd you say?
T.E. Tisha Edmonds.
T.E.
All right,
for
everyone,
Tisha.
keep commenting real one. Who else is a real one in the
Ramsey
chat?
Alvarez.
Who's a real one?
By the way, I do have to reset the clock after that Ramsey one. So
Baby
we'll reset the
cakes.
clock.
Baby
We'll put
Cake
Tisha
says,
on the
Re-
Miner helmet.
Baby Cake says real ones blaze up. Give it a couple hours, my guy.
16 Bar King.
He's back!
Just saw the bar signal.
He's back!
He's back.
Uh-oh!
Kyle Coughlin, yes, you are a real one.
He's back!
16 Bar King, your bar's better than mine. We're getting real close to filling this thing up. New additions.
Read Leadcatcher's message. Just stopped in to offer free tissue Sunday after the game. Y'all gonna need them.
Dolphins fan in the house.
Dolphins fans!
With another 2. How about Tisha Edmonds, today's MVP? We'll make that into a graphic there. And then the 16 Bar King coming in with another one. So I reset the shot clock once again. Reset the shot clock here. Wide receiver plug, always been a real one. We know that. Harold Murillo is as well. You going to have a Dolphins fan on the watch party on Sunday? Well, Dolphins Today host Will Scott, we'll put him in shambles. We'll have a Super Chat battle. We'll have a sub battle. It'll really go hard. Unfortunately, I think he's going to have his own Dolphin head. If he's not, maybe I can hide this and bring this on the show. And I believe that Trace is going to be the producer. Either way, we're going to have a lot of fun regardless. Greg Smith, definitely a real one. Hanif Razak, been a real one. Zayon Evans, Chase got bars. Hey, we certainly try. Today's Super Chat MVP, Tisha, 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 Tisha. 50 seconds into our 2-minute shot clock. We're at $37 in Super Chat, folks. And if we get to $100, it's 3 beers in here, and I'm chugging out of the Niner beer mug. It's going to be a great game either way, guys. Stay healthy. You too, Leadcatcher. I appreciate you talking smack like your Dolphins are right now. Dolphins are talking smack. Lamar Jackson for next year from Fido or Fedo? Lamar Jackson in this offense, I'm not sure how it would work. Kyle Shanahan likes to run his offense a certain way. And while he might want a quarterback who's more mobile, and he's said that, I'm not sure he wants a mobile quarterback like Lamar Jackson, because Kyle Shanahan likes to run a lot of quarterbacks under center. He does run some RPOs, outside zone scheme, but if Jimmy Garoppolo is running this offense successfully, Lamar Jackson would be able to as well. He'd make this offense dynamic, but as a passer, sometimes he runs into some of those ruts. Words of wisdom. Got to eat that fish and chips on Sunday. Bring it into the studio, bro. It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. I kind of want to get like something really cool for the watch party. We have a Dolphins costume.
You could put me in a Dolphins costume.
We could put Trace in a Dolphins costume. We'll have something cooked up. Also,
I saw H2K, imagine the 49ers with Jacoby Brissett with like the, whoo, he's going to be good emoji.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Super Chat menu here. We went 50% off. So we'll go 50% off for the next 2 minutes here. And then we'll go back to the original one. So 50% off the Super Chat menu for the next 2 minutes. Any Super Chats within 2 minutes, we stay live. We get to $100 in total. We're almost at 40. We're drinking beers out of the beer mug. So 2-minute shot clock is on. What position do the Niners need? Are you talking right now? It might be running back depth. Going into the offseason, might be a right tackle if they let Mike McGlinchey walk. Ernesto, who do you think on the offense do you see stepping up if CMC can't play on Sunday? Jordan Mason. Get to know the name Jordan Mason. I talked about him at length on yesterday's show. Dude can be a dog. Tisha, reset the shot clock here. And we're going to go beat the Fins.
Beat the Fins. Beat the Fins.
Look at how phony this thing looks here. And by the way, I reset the shot clock. Dolphins fans. You kidding me?
Dolphins fans.
Does this compare at all to our Niners Nacho Libre mask? No. Or even better, our Niners hard hat, which is absolutely elite. We're the type of people, lunch pail to work, hard hat type of crew. Miami fans, what, they just kick it on the beach and work remotely all the time? Hard hat to work. All right, 48 seconds into our 2-minute shot clock. Any more Super Chats, we continue to stay alive. If not, we sign off, we call it a day, and we thank you for tuning in. For those of you tuning in for the first time, 3 segments down. Now we're just hanging out, having fun, chopping it up with the faithful here. Split the Fins wig from Dre-Mac. What does that mean? Diego, 49ers are trash. Chase, where can I get that beer mug from? I believe I got this, Tisha, on Amazon. And I really would like to fill it up if we get $60 more in Super Chats. I'm going to raid the Raiders report. Tisha resets the shot clock again. Reset the shot clock once again. That gets us to $42. So we're closing in on 100. Good atmosphere in here. See you Sunday. Fins up. Oh! Sainsman, number 1. Bang, bang, Niner gang. With that, $62 in Super Chats. We are $38 away from taking down 3 beers in the Niners beer mug. $20 Super Chat. Sainsman. He gets put on the Miner helmet. So let's get those initials on a gold sticker. Let's just go. I guess I'll go Sainsman. It's pretty fair, right? I think I can fit that on. Sainsman, I got you. And we reset the shot clock after that one back to 2 minutes. Sainsman going on the Miner helmet. Niners country. Let's mine. Let's mine. We are getting so close to filling this up. Sainsman, we got you. Thank you for your donation. Chua Chase, how can we stop this Dolphins offense and defense? Pass rush. They're going to be without Arik Armstead. Nick Bosa can have a monster day. This linebacking core going to have to tackle really well in space because this is a Dolphins team that picks up yards after the catch. And the Niners have to avoid what the Chiefs did, getting gashed by some of those gadget plays and then the long balls deep. That's how. Baby Cakes, always talking about blazing up. We're 1 minute in to our Super Chat shot clock. 1 minute left to extend the show and get a Super Chat in. If not, we dip on out of here. $100 in total. Drinking out of the Niner beer mug. $50 I'm going to put on the Nacho Libre mask to take some questions. $20 your initials on the Miner helmet like Sains Man. $10 will spin the wheel, and $5 will beat the Dolphin head. DTG, someone donate. And your donations, it allows us to build our staff here at Chat Sports, build some new studios. We're 140 in, and then we'll add about 20 seconds for those of you watching on delay. Greg Smith, Niners Country, let's mine. If you have any questions, continue to get those in. You think Jenkins can contribute to our team from DMAC? If he gets activated, yeah, he played solid football last year for the Tennessee Titans. Words of wisdom, someone drop a 50. All right, we have 10 seconds left. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll give that about a 20-second delay for those of you. Bang! Right at the buzzer! DHA Dukes! DHA! 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 Ramsey! Yet again! 16 Bar King with the 5. That gets us to 81. 19 away from 3 beers out of the beer mug. F the Fins. F the Fins. F the Fins. Do you think that we can get to a Super Bowl wide receiver plug? Yes. Kyle Coughlin. Squish the fish. Squish the fish. That's good stuff right there. People are showing up, showing out. Another wheel spin. We've gone Mexico Grito each time. Can we get something different here? Spit some bars. 16 Bar King. Let's spit his bars. Close battle. Saints went marching out. Dolphins talking win. Time to close your long mouth. 16 Bar King spit bars for us here. And then, of course, F Miami, F Miami, Sushi Sunday from DMAC. Everybody's getting really creative here. Chase, you try Space Coyote? What's that? No? That's coming from Baby Cake, so it might be some type of edible or something, because that's his flow. What was it? Space Coyote? Let's see. I'm seeing... Oh, it's the most potent and delicious weed, according to Google. I have not. If you have it, send it my way. Trace as well. That's what he said.
I was about to say, don't leave me out on this, you asshole.
All right, resetting the shot clock. Hey, Chase, huge fan of you. Let's go Niner gang. Let's go Ronnie. Let's go Ronnie. Let's go Ronnie. Words of wisdom, once the wheel spun, we'll spin it. We're $19 away from 100, and then we're drinking 3 beers out of the Niner beer mug.
I saw Words of Wisdom ask, do I use Manscaped or do I have to get a weed whacker for here? And it's actually a lawnmower.
I got to do push-ups. Joel! F Tua and his tunas. 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 Kyle Coughlin, please no freestyle. Come on, man. It's not all that bad.
You don't want us to rap?
Resetting the shot clock. 86. Kyle Coughlin, don't make me put you in a coffin. Joel, F Tua and his tunas. F Tua and his tunas. F Tua and his tunas.
F Tua and his tunas.
What's that? Spin the wheel again?
Yeah.
Or no? Oh, we did the F Miami. Yeah, we got you. Joel, that's good stuff right there. Resetting the shot clock once again. Jason Trizzy like Starsky and Hutch. Legendary.
Honestly, dude, we should have done that for Halloween.
That's our Halloween costume next year, Words of Wisdom. That might have to be it.
Damn. Missed opportunity this
Kyle, we're always having fun, bro.
Bang!
Donnie! San Francisco! That's incredible right there. That gets us past $100. I'm going to pause the shot clock here. And we're going to get that Niners beer mug filled up here. Give me 1 second here. So we'll give that to the crew. We're going to fill up the Niner beer mug. We're going to chug 3 beers out of the Niner beer mug. I already went for my run today. Run streak is at 189, so I can afford to take down some beers with the faithful, for the faithful. So let's do it. Don, Jan, Tall. What a legend. We already have you on the Miner helmet, but we'll drink some beers for you. DJ, already on there. We appreciate you, brother. Bang! Bang! Niner gang! $106 in super chats. I'll reset the shot clock here. Any more super chats within 2 minutes? We'll continue to stay live. Of course, I will take down that beer as well. So as long as I have to drink that beer, we'll continue to stay alive.
Oh!
Daniel Morris! Daniel! Wow.
Woo!
Daniel Morris with the 20. Your name going on the Miner helmet.
Danny boy!
Danny boy!
Danny boy! Danny boy! Danny boy!
DM going on the Miner helmet here. Thank you, sir.
All right. So we're going to set the over-under. It's 3 beers. Keep this in mind.
Oh, man.
3 beers.
And
Setting the
over-under here?
over-under at 15 seconds. Is that fair? I mean, you do a shotgun in 3.
15 seconds?
Fine, 20. 25.
20 seconds
25.
is good.
We'll go 25.
This is a lot of beer.
25 seconds, 3 beers. Type O for over, type U for under. I'm going to time them.
20 seconds? I don't know if I'm going to hit this or not.
25. We'll go 25.
25?
25 seconds.
I'm going to do
over.
my best here. 3 beers in the Niner beer mug to celebrate everybody for being the best. Happy birthday to me, please. It's my birthday this Friday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Chua. Happy birthday to you. Thomas B., it's not my birthday. It's Chua's birthday.
Chua,
my birthday's in
2
January.
weeks.
All right. Trace is in 2 weeks. I'm January 10th. David Blanco. Everybody type happy birthday, Chua. All right, here we go.
All right. I'm going on you, Chase.
All right. Let me flip this up. Actually, I'm going to go hard hat here because it's time to go to work.
Yeah, it's time to get to work.
It's time to go to work.
Stop fucking around. Put your hat on and let's get to work.
It's time to go to work.
All right. Everyone type chug. Everyone type chug. Everyone type chug. Chug, chug, chug. And he's off. He's off. He's going. He is swallowing it quick. Look at him take it down. Chug, chug, chug. D-Max typing it. Kyle's typing. Holy shit. Chase, I want you to just see something here, dude. I want you to see something. So you said 20 seconds was too much. So we said 25. 14 seconds, my guy. 14.
That hurt.
What?
That hurt.
I mean, that's unbelievable. That's truly unbelievable.
D-Max, stand up straight, young man. I'm trying.
Hey, if we get to another 100, I'll go. I'll do it. I'll do a chug as well. Why not? Dude, I feel bad for you, man. You good?
That's tough.
In and
Words
out.
of wisdom,
In and
shots
out.
of mezcal now. That would actually be good.
Ooh. That's kind
David Blanco, put hair on your chest. 3 beers in 15 seconds. That is hair on my chest. Same with wearing the hard hat. Daniel Morris! Even doing that hurt. Daniel! Daniel! Our new Super Chat MVP, Daniel Morris, by the way. If we can make him a little L3. Daniel Morris is making it happen. Words of wisdom, Manscaped time. Kyle, I walk to work, so I'll be all right. That did not feel good. Mike Brady, Jeff Wilson revenge game. He's good. He's been balling out for the Dolphins. 3 games. Been playing really well. What are we at now from DTG?
146.
146.
If we get to 200, I'll do a chug. I'll do a Niners
chug?
beer mug.
All right. Chase, I just ordered that mug, bro.
Oh! Shit, just in time for the graphic.
Daniel! For the win!
Daniel!
Bang! Daniel!
Give him a bang bang. Give him a bang bang. They need it.
Bang! Niner gang!
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Triple H, Chase drinks beers with his pinky up. What does that mean?
Like, you're fancy?
Like that? I don't know. When I shotgun those beers, there's not much fancy about it. It's just elite. Daniel, today's MVP. We already got him on the Miner helmet. DM. This thing looks sick. I'm kind of sad that we have to give it away, honestly. But this thing is awesome.
Gonna have to do another one.
The number to beat if you want this sent to you, $300 solo super chat from Rick Nyers. He's a legend. So too is Daniel and everybody else who subscribes and supports the show.
All right. 5 away.
Pinky up like a real pimp from Joel. 5 away from Trace. What are you going to do? Beer bong? You're going to do the Niner beer mug?
Whoever sends it in can pick between a beer bong or the Niner mug.
5
That's
away from 200. So whoever gets us past that number, you get to choose Freedom Funnel, beer bong, or Niner beer mug for producer Trizzy Trace. You get to decide. $5 away. $5 away. Chua. Oh!
Here we go.
A vitamin bong. I got a vitamin IV drip when I may have had corona back a couple months ago. I was good the next day. It's wild. Daniel Morris officially with the first super chat to get us past 200. So he decides.
All right,
so Daniel Morris, you let us know. And we have to spin the wheel a couple of times.
Do F for Freedom Funnel, B for beer bong, or C for the 49ers mug chug.
Garrido, and then I do owe y'all push-ups too. And I got to do 10 push-ups.
All right, I'm going to count them out for Chase. Normally we can show them, but we can't today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go.
There we go. 10 push-ups for the fam. That was from 2 wheel spins ago. And we did the Greedo, and now we'll do another one. No-handed push-ups.
All right, Daniel, I see a B for beer bong. All right.
San Francisco. San Francisco. Steve Cass back in the building. He doing knee push-ups. Nah, fam. I did 100 push-ups for 100 straight days, and I just wrapped that up. So I can actually do some nice little push-ups here, fam. Let's go. Jackie Lightning Music Channel. The San Francisco 49ers. Yes. Gotta love it. San Francisco. Say it with me. You can buy these shirts, by the way. Available on the merchandise tab on our YouTube channel. All right, Trace is going to do a beer bong, you said? Beer bong coming up for Trace after getting past $200 in super chats. That's what Daniel Morris wanted. Or no, was it Daniel Morris? It was Daniel Morris. Daniel Morris is just making it happen. Today's super chat MVP as well as Tisha.
Daniel, you better be ready to roll for this 49ers Dolphins game. We got a big battle, sub battle, super chat, like, comment, all of them.
Greg
against
Smith.
Dolphins.
Hey, Chase, we beat the Saints in 2019.
Yeah, so this was
2001 and 2002 with no score.
Yeah,
they've shut them out a couple of times.
Last time the Saints were shut out
by the Niners
was by the Niners
season.
in 2001 or 2002, whatever it was.
All right, Trey's coming on to do a beer bong. Last call for any super chats. We did get to our number. So last call, we'll go 2-minute shot clock here. You don't need to send in any donations, but if you do, we'll continue to hang out with everybody. But our goal for today, 200. And with that, Trace is going to do his beer bong. I already chugged the 3 beers out of the Niner beer mug. And then Daniel, our super chat MVP for today, he wants Trace to do this beer bong. Mike Brady, Willie Finns. Willie Finns is that guy.
Tell Will Finns to go live. He will on Thursday.
I stole his dolphin head.
What's he going to do about it? Nothing.
Nothing. Ain't shit.
He ain't going to do shit. Just like how Raheem Mostert ain't going to do shit.
Yeah, Joel, every time the Saints have been shut out, in franchise history, it's been by the Niners. It's pretty wild.
Was it every time?
Yeah, 4 times by the Niners throughout their franchise history. Yeah.
All right.
1 minute left on the Super Chat shot clock. Got to let that foam go down. Got to get that nose grease in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just don't want to die.
You're not going to die. That's the thing. It works. Yep. Let's rock. Trace. Making those beer bongs look easy. Hell yeah.
Bye, Daniel. Thank you.
Kyle just said, I need to take back all the shit I was talking to Trace on Sunday. He has officially redeemed himself. People were way too mean to Trace.
Kyle, you guys are real ones. Hey, but I can take it. I like to have some fun just for the culture.
Look at that. 1:56 on the clock, and 16 Bar King comes through. $5 super chat. So we reset the shot clock back to 2 minutes. 16 Bar King. Tua drops back, looking for Mighty Mouse. Pick 6. Hufanga to the house.
To the house.
That's elite. That's elite stuff right there from 16 Bar King. 16 Bar King. 16 Bar King. 16 Bar King.
Sydney Johnson, I'll send $200 if you do some diamond push-ups.
Say less.
If you do that, I'll grab the camera and move it down for you.
We'll post it on my Twitter page. $200, I will do diamond push-ups. I'll do diamond push-ups, no question. $200 super chat, Sydney. You about that life? Are you about that life? We'll post the video on Twitter because I think the webcam is gone from this studio. We'll post it on Twitter, and that will be the video proof. This? Yeah, you're good. We were using this one. Yep. So yeah, Sydney, $200. I'll do the diamond push-ups. What's up?
16 Bar King has such good.
Do that. I'll shotgun a beer right into the diamond push-ups.
And I'll pour beer on him while he does the push-ups.
Raiders report is in the house.
Get out of here, Mitch.
Faithful to the Bay, the Raiders are not.
FLV, 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 FLV. Yeah, how's those 3 wins treating you?
FLV, get them out of here.
Dude, they got shut out by the Saints, who were shut out by the Niners. I mean, come on. They got double shut out by the Niners, essentially.
All right, we're going to reset.
FLV.
We're going to reset the shot clock here. Sydney, 2 minutes left to get it in. That goes for anybody out there. 2 minutes to get the super chats in, I should say. 2 minutes to get any super chats in.
Hey, Raiders.
Faithful to the Bay, the Raiders are not. Can't wait for that game later on this year at Allegiant Stadium. It's week 17. Ooh. Solomon, FLV. See y'all New Year's. Yes, sir. Is that game on New Year's Day? Let's see. I don't think it's on New Year's Day, right?
Guys, imagine moving
It is New Year's Day. That's going to be
Oakland
nuts.
to be a Raiders fan.
That's going to be nuts.
Then they leave. No faith, not faithful to the Bay.
Not faithful to the Bay.
Lack of faith to the Bay.
FTTB, faithful to the Bay. All right, Sydney, we saw you. We heard you.
Don't back out now, Sydney.
Less than a minute. Less than a minute. Mr. Randy, FLV, faithful to the Bay. Of course. Of course. See, they're not the hard work, go to work type of people. Lunch pail to work. Words of wisdom, Sydney must be a Raider fan. Nando, exactly. Raheem Mostert, done messed up. Don't switch up. What you said, bro. Exactly. All right. About 10 seconds left before we go to a 20-second delay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give you about a 20-second delay here if anybody's watching on delay. Keeping my eye on the clock. Solomon, our year for a ring. Let's go Niners. Oh, Daniel again.
Damn, Daniel. Back at it with the super chat.
Joe.
Joe.
See, that's why the delay is actually a thing.
Yeah.
Some people watch on delay. Oh, man. So what do we have to do? F the Fins for Joel. F the Fins. F the Fins. F the Fins. 20 for Daniel. We no longer have the wheel. I could do 10 push-ups. Well, he's already on the minor helmet. Team Cali from 16 Bar King. And the Raiders no longer Cali. All right, I'll do 10 more push-ups for Daniel Morris.
Let's count them out together,
Actually,
guys.
I'll do 20 for the $20.
Yeah, one
Since
push-up
Sydney
per
never
dollar.
came through.
One push-up per dollar. Come on.
All right.
All right, I'll count them out for you guys.
20.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Wow. Wow.
There you go, Daniel. Damn, Daniel. Sorry we can't show it. Usually we can. We're not in our home base studio. We're in a different studio today. All right. I don't think we need any more super chats, but we'll set the shot clock here to 2 minutes. Can't go forever, but we're down to clown for a little bit longer. Chualore, I'm with you. Niners will beat Vegas. Greg Smith, Chase, let's go Niners. Let's go Niners. Let's go Niners. Let's go Niners. All right, so Chase drinks, then push-ups. That's hard. Yeah, it's a little hard. Theo Vittor, San Francisco. You know the deal. So, there are other live shows that are about to happen. So we did lose our spinning wheel. When the boss comes in and needs it, got to give it up. So we'll do 10 push-ups in exchange for the $10 spin the wheel. We'll still beat the Dolphin head. $20, your initials on the minor helmet. Daniel Morris knows all about that. So too does, well, pretty much just Daniel Morris today. $50 we put on the Nacho Libre mask. Oh, shoot, I forgot to do that for Daniel a little bit earlier. This is for Daniel right here. Damn, Daniel. All right, if you want to keep me in this Nacho Libre mask, you got to send in the super chat. 40 seconds left. I'll stay in it for a bit. Words of wisdom always gotcha. Ryan Rodriguez, Chase, he's our man. If he can't do the 49ers report, no one can. See, that's a good rhyme right there. That's a good rhyme. All right, about 15 seconds left before our delay. What time is the watch party for the Niners? Yeah, I'm doing a watch party earlier that day, so it might be close to kickoff there, Chua. But turn on your notifications. Therefore, when we do go live, you'll be notified, my man. All right, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 20-second delay. 20-second delay. The support today, it's been absolutely incredible, as it always is. So we appreciate everybody for supporting the show, no doubt. All right. I didn't keep the mask on. It's no super chats. All right, for real though, do appreciate everybody for tuning in. Joel, your super chat, Mostert, ungrateful after no one wanted him. Niners took him. Yeah, they did. Then he tried to take a shot at the medical department. I just didn't understand because that dude's been injured a lot throughout his NFL career. All right, 3 segments down. We gave you the best Niners news, analysis, breakdowns, rumors, previewed the Miami Dolphins game, talked about some of the ish that they're talking. We also took a gander at the NFC, NFL, and AFC playoff picture, remaining schedule for the Niners, and their playoff path that might have to take place for them to lock down the NFC West. And then we did an awesome 49ers Report happy hour. That was definitely a blast as well. So to everybody who tuned in all throughout the day, we appreciate it. Tisha, Daniel Morris, our Super Chat MVPs, as well as everybody else who even just supported the channel for free if you didn't send in a super by just watching, liking the video, and commenting. Appreciate the support. It's all love. San Francisco. Make sure you subscribe, and we'll catch you next time here on the Niners Report. Don't miss our Sunday watch party against the Dolphins.